Everyone, welcome once again to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking to you about how you can paraphrase in IELTS writing. So it's just using similar words or words that have similar meaning. So in IELTS writing, you need to change the form of the original sentence. You know, when they give you write on this topic, why you prefer adulthood to childhood, or why you prefer living in a city to a village. I'll give you a list of common words that you're going to be encountering in IELTS writing. So when they give you the original sentence, you need to be able to change the form and still retain the meaning. That's what we mean by paraphrasing. So the examples I gave, why you prefer, they might say, why do you prefer living in urban areas than rural areas, instead of saying cities and villages. So you need to be able to use words that still retain the original meaning of the words used in the original sentence. So the more words you can use that will still retain the original meaning, the more your marks will be in IELTS writing. So I'm going to be teaching you the different ways you can paraphrase. So the first method is using synonyms. I'll give you a list of words that you commonly encounter in IELTS writing. So you would encounter the word use at some point. You might encounter it. So the synonyms you can use for use are take, hold, employ, utilize, make use of. So these are the various synonyms. You might encounter the word advantage. So the synonyms for advantage are gain, favor, leverage, preference. There are all sorts of synonyms for advantage, and you'll see as we go on. Disadvantage, detriment, harm, damage, disservice. Young, when you encounter the word young, you can use these words instead. Progeny, offspring. You know, if you encounter the word youth, you can use childhood, adolescence. If you encounter the word adult, you can use grown-ups. You will encounter the word people at some point. So you can use human beings, folk, community, humans, populace. You might encounter the word begin. You can use start, commence, initiate instead of begin. Yeah. You might encounter the word usage. So you can say application, utilization. You might encounter the word help. You can use support, assist, benefits, aid. You might encounter the word disadvantageous, so you might need to use it at some point. So when you are comparing things, you can say it's injurious to it, it's damaging to it, it's uncomplimentary, it's adverse, it's derogatory, instead of using advantageous. Yeah. When you want to conclude, you can say in conclusion, to end this. Remember, you'll be putting comma after each clause here. To end this, to wrap this up, to terminate this, to round off everything, to wind up. So you can use these synonyms when you are writing in your IELTS essay. So let's talk about paraphrasing. So when you want to change the form of when you want to change the words, when you want to paraphrase a sentence, for instance, what are the advantages of going to school? What do you can say, what do you stand to gain when you go to school? Or what advantages will education offer you? These are the forms in which you can be changing sentences, you see. So if you don't use synonyms, yeah, you can also change the order of the word. For instance, when you're changing the order of the word in a sentence, be very careful of how this change affects the grammar. So you can change the order of the clauses in a sentence. For instance, if someone says it is of great importance that you choose your life partner wisely while you are still young, let's see how we can change the order of the clauses. So you can say, you know, while you are still young was the last clause in the sentence. You can say, instead of saying it is of great importance that you choose your life partner wisely while you're still young, you can say while you are still young, comma, it is of great importance that you choose your life partner wisely. So this is one of the ways you can paraphrase a sentence. Yeah. And you can even change choose to select. You say, while you are still young, it is of great importance that you select your life partner wisely. So this is another method. So you can change the forms of a word. For instance, if you have a verb in a sentence, or a noun, or an adjective, or an adverb, yeah, you can change the form of it. Like, you see, you can say, choosing your life partner while you are still young is of great importance. You see, you say the original sentence was, it is of great importance that you choose your life partner wisely. Now you've changed choose to choosing your life partner wisely while you're still young. Yeah. So let's now use the rule of synonyms to change that further. You can say, choosing your life partner wisely while you're still in the bloom of youth is of great importance. You see, this is another way you can change. Then, you can also change it. Instead of saying choosing your life partner wisely, you can say applying wisdom when choosing your life partner while you are still in the bloom of youth is greatly important. So these are ways in which you can change. Instead of doing something wisely, you're saying applying wisdom. Instead of saying choose your life partner wisely, you're saying choosing your life partner wisely. You see, these are the different ways you can. So you've changed the verb from simple present to a continuous tense. So yeah. So you can also change the form of a sentence from active to passive. So what I mean by that is, for instance, if you say the doctor saw the patients one after the other. The doctor saw the patients, so one after the other. You can just change it. The patients were seen by the doctor one after the other. So this is changing something from active to passive. They were seen by the doctor. But when you are doing these things, you need to be aware of the grammar, the tenses. Make sure you're using the correct tense. For instance, I did this video, this IELTS video. You can say this video. The form that you use was I did. That's a past tense. When you are changing it, you pick the object of the sentence. This video, the object comes first and then the subject comes last. So this video was done by me. So it wouldn't be was done by I, and it wouldn't be was did. So you need to change it to the past participle. This video was done by me. Just like the example I gave you before, the doctor saw the patients one after the other. That was past tense. When you're changing it, you put the objects first, so the patients are the objects were seen. Thus, you change it to past participle by the doctor one after the other. Yeah? So these are the different ways where in which you can paraphrase sentences during your IELTS writing. So let's go over those synonyms again, those common synonyms that I noticed that you would most likely encounter during your IELTS writing. They can tell you, what is your view? What is your opinion? What is your take on this? See those different words? So my view, my opinion, my take on this, you can be changing it to begin with when you're writing your essay, to start with. You see? Yeah. So instead of topic, you can use discussion. You can use different words. So I've noticed that a lot of people encounter the word people or humans. You say people often think that, and tell you to paraphrase something like that, it's going to be human beings. Humans often think that. Humans often reckon that. You see, think. You can even say assume, depending on whether you're writing for or against the topic. Humans often assume that. People often think that. So the first you will score high marks if you can paraphrase that first statement they've given you to talk about. Sometimes they say talk about the advantages and the disadvantages. So points in favor of, points against. So when you're writing your essay, you can say one key point in favor of this, instead of just saying one advantage of this is, one advantage for paragraph 1, one advantage of this is paragraph 2, one advantage of this is paragraph 3, one advantage of this is. You continue like that. No, you need to be changing the words. One key point in favor of this is, then is something advantageous to another thing. Is it helpful? Is it in favor of? So you will also see the word use a lot. Instead of use, you can say utilize. You can say employ. You can say make use of. You can say take. You can say hold. And sometimes they like to talk about adults, teens, or teenagers, people in students. See, young people, old people. When you're talking about old people, when you're paraphrasing, use the elderly. Yeah, elderly. Instead of just saying old people, old people, old people, young people, people in the bloom of youth, teenagers, adolescents. So these are the common words I've noticed that I encountered during IELTS, and a lot of my friends encountered as well. So if you try to paraphrase and you're looking for a synonym and you can't get one, you can try to switch the objects and subjects. Subject, verb, object. You can switch it to object. You will change the form of the verb and then put the subject. If that doesn't work, you can switch the clauses. Yeah, just like the example I gave you, it is of great importance that you choose your life partner wisely while you're still young. Applying wisdom when choosing your life partner while you're still in the bloom of youth is of great importance. You see, you can switch the clauses. If that doesn't work, you change from active to passive. Yeah? So these are the various ways you can paraphrase and score more marks in your IELTS essays. So I'm happy to mark and correct you. You can send your essays to drblessingbello@yahoo.com, and I'm happy to correct them for you. I'm happy to help you with paraphrasing. So if you need correction of your essays, if you need your grammar checked and all that, watch more of my videos where I will talk about grammar, idioms, prepositions, conjunctions, and other things you can use to make your essay, richer. So yeah, in another video I'm going to be talking about how you structure your IELTS essay, how many paragraphs you need to use, how you count your words, how you manage time and all that. So subscribe to my channel. So thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.